Oh, hello, Facebook. So I'm just going live right now on Instagram, Facebook, and oh, I've got these weird bubbles on Instagram. Oh well, let's go with it. Today, I want to share with you 6 ways how to deal with overwhelm. But before I do, don't forget to if you're just watching this on replay, just say hi and maybe just put in a comment, either a yes or a no, if you've either experienced overwhelm yourself or you know somebody currently who is so overwhelmed and doesn't know how to deal with it. Absolutely share this with a friend. I have a Facebook page called the Mindset Coach. Do subscribe. I do Facebook lives every week, and I've got new topics, and it's all about whatever you really want to be able to make your day feel better. But today I'm focusing on this dreaded feeling of overwhelm, which I'm sure you can all relate to. I know when I felt overwhelmed in the past, it's one of those horrendous dread feelings, like that surge of energy that just rushes up you. It's horrendous, it's horrible. Well, today I don't suffer with it so much because I have had these techniques, which I'm going to share with you today, so that you don't have to suffer with it any longer either, because it's a nightmare. So before I dive into sharing my 6 techniques which are going to change your life today on how to be able to overcome overwhelm, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Absolutely subscribe to our Facebook page, which is the Mindset Coach. I'm also on Instagram under Kirsty Show, and I've got a YouTube channel too, which is the Mindset Coach. So don't forget to follow all of those. Get YouTube's, I've got stuff coming out every week, and I've also got Facebook Lives and Instagram Lives every Friday. So, do you want to know more about this whole overwhelm thing? Let me dive in. I'm looking up there because I've got Instagram up there and I've got Facebook down here. Overwhelm, horrendous. Human beings are unfortunately fantastic at living their life in a massive future moment. And what we tend to do is we tend to take information from a past event, experience, TV article, maybe listening to a friend, and we tend to get that information, we tend to hurl it into our future. And what we then do is we then leave this present moment to go into a future moment and spend time using our imagination in a negative way to imagine the worst case scenario and outcome of this particular thing. And what it does is it instantly causes us to feel overwhelmed and stressed. And it's not good. And when we get that feeling of overwhelm, it's like we're so brimmed, there's like literally nothing more that we can take. I'm loving my bubbles on Instagram. Anyway, there's nothing more than we can take. And it's like, too much. So somebody might just literally ask you, like a child might ask you to do one small job, or somebody at work can just ask you to shut the door, and you just lose the plot. It's like too much. I'm so rammed, I can't take any more. And I feel that when I especially used to suffer with this, it was like I had to go into hibernation and just hide from the world to deal with it. And that is not good. We shouldn't have to do that. So what the heck's happened? Well, we're pretty critical, especially of ourselves. And I don't know whether it's today's society, but we tend to have this like level of expectation of how we think our lives should be, especially when you go onto social media, you pick up the paper, you read a magazine, and there's all this airbrushed, perfect mothers carrying 27 kids, running a company or two. And it just feels like there's just so much demand and so much expectation that we kind of put a lot of self-criticism on ourselves. And I noticed that before, especially when I left the children's father and I became a single mum, I had this like massive like surge of like, oh my God, I'm such a loser, because, you know, my life doesn't look like a picket fence and 2.3 kids or what it is in a Barrett house, you know. And there was this massive like guilt that I was carrying, that I thought that I'd really done something wrong because it didn't look that way. Obviously, I don't think that today at all, but there was moments where I just felt so overwhelmed that I wanted to crawl into a hole. So today I'm going to show you how you can not get to that experience, or if you are feeling like that today, if you have felt like that, give me a thumbs up. If you're relating to this and you know that actually sometimes it just feels like too much, that whole expectation and that whole feeling of overwhelm, that whole feeling of stress, and just give me a shout out, a thumbs up, or a yes, or a I hear you. And what I want to do now is I want to jump into how we're going to rectify that and how you can go forward so that you don't continue to feel this overwhelm. So the first thing is we need to learn to breathe, man. Okay, obviously we do breathe. If we didn't, we'd die. I don't know if you've heard of a guy called Wim Hof. but he is this spectacular man who's had this tragedy, who has turned this tragedy into something quite special. Unfortunately, his wife committed suicide and left, I think it was 4 or 5 kids. She jumped out of a building, right? He had no clue that she was even unhappy. And the next thing, she was dead. So he spent his life basically dedicated himself, apart from bringing his children up, to working out what the heck drives somebody to do such an extreme thing like that and leave a family behind. So what he's done is he's done these extreme sports. So you might know him as the Iceman. He's walked up the Himalayas in like shorts. He's swum under ice and extreme temperatures. And he does this thing called a breathing exercise. So I came across him through a friend who enlightened me by telling me about the fact that what we don't do after about the age of probably 2 is we stop breathing from the depths of our stomachs. Well, in fact, the more stress we get, the shallower our breathing becomes. And some people's breathing is so shallow that they're literally asthmatic. They literally can't get a breath. And so he was telling me about Wim Hof's breathing techniques. Now, I'm going to put a link below about Wim Hof, but if not, Google him, go to YouTube. He's got loads of things on there, and he teaches you how to do this 3 rounds of breathing. I can tell you, if you were to implement this, that within 3 days, you would feel different. It is that powerful. I think he's amazing. So just go and read up about it, and I'll put a link below. So the first thing is, guys, we need to learn to breathe, right? It's so important that we need to breathe. If you can do this as a daily practice, you'll find it impacts your world quite significantly. It has mine. The next thing is, and my spiritual teacher taught me this, and it's so obvious now, but for a long time I never followed this. He said to me, if it's not here and it's not now, do not stress about it. Now that is fabulous words. If it's not here and it's not now, don't stress about it. So I have a lot of clients that come to me, and I used to be like this, who spend a lot of their time in a future moment worrying about things that haven't happened, feeling utterly stressed about things that potentially might happen. And what I realized and recognized myself and my clients is that when we go off into this future moment and leave this present moment here to worry and fixate on things that haven't happened, because our thoughts are connected to emotions, what happens is it triggers off cortisol into our body and makes us feel shocking. Now, there's nothing worse than a surge of cortisol to somebody who feels overwhelmed because it literally spins you out and makes you feel like you literally can't cope. So stop using your mind to go into a future moment and start worrying about things that haven't happened, right? You're on a worry ban. And supposedly, research says that 99% of what we worry about never comes true. So that, my friend, is a waste of life. So stop, okay? The second thing is if we learn to not worry about, if we learn to be here and now, what we realize is that all this kind of extra stress and extra overwhelm is literally a part of our imagination, that we leave this moment to go into a future moment and create unnecessary stress to literally send us or tip us over the edge when we're already feeling like we can't cope. So stop. If you are not here, if it's not here, it's not now, from this moment forward, you don't need to stress about it. Deal? Great. Step 3. Okay, make a list. I'm a massive list fan. Well, I make one list a day. I do a to-do list on an evening before I go to bed, usually probably at the end of my working day. And on it, I brain dump everything for the next day. There's 2 reasons for this. One, because I don't want to go to bed and start thinking about stuff. So I brain dump it into a to-do list. The second reason is when you write a list of everything you need to do, what you start to realize is that even though there's like 20, 30, 40 things to do, when you write on a list and you go through that list and you grade it out of 10 of importance, so 10 would be really important and 1 would be not at all, what you realize is there's only 3 10s and the rest are 3 or 4s. And so you've been completely overwhelmed about things that are not for like another week, 2 weeks, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. But what we do in our minds, we collect all that information and we make it into a massive mountain, and that's when we can't cope. that's when it's a problem. So, oh, I've got some hellos here. Hi, Craig. Hi, Claire. Hi, Johnny. Johnny Coleman, how are you? Hi, Carolyn. Oh, it's a better time to do this. Anyway, so remember, get that to-do list. Do it, because what happens is you want to brain dump everything that's in here onto paper and realise that you've created this massive mountain. And if you break it down into little segments, you'll realise that it doesn't all need doing today. And that is going to reduce your overwhelm significantly. So write it down. Brain dumps. I love it. I just love it. Every day. Get one written down. So once you've got your list, the next part of it is just to take a chill pill. You know, back to what I said at the start of this, is that we are so driven. In today's society, there's like demand, demand, demand. The amount of clients I've got that as soon as they wake up, and you're probably going to be one of these now, that turn over, they pick their mobile phone up and they start scrolling. They've been awake nanoseconds and they're literally now on Facebook. Or look, on their emails. Or look, they're on Instagram. Or look, they're on Snapchat, whatever it's called. And it's like 5 minutes after they've woken up. And then the next thing, they turn around and an hour and 20 minutes has gone and they still haven't got out of bed. And they're now late. And they're now stressed and now rushing. So the reason why I put all my clients on the morning phone ban is for two reasons. One, because you know that it sucks the life out of you. And if you get up and immediately the first thing you do is you chuck your nervous system into, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. Oh, look at so-and-so on Facebook. Oh my God, it's someone's birthday. I've forgotten to get them a card. Oh my goodness, I've got that to do. That literally it's like an electric shock to your nervous system. If you don't pick your phone up for the first hour, and some of my clients, I put them on a 2-hour ban in the morning and they're literally like flicking at first. But if you don't pick your phone up straight away and you've got your to-do list, you know what you're doing, I can catastrophically tell you that your day will run so much more smoothly and you won't feel that energy of like stress all the time. So, shall I put you on a phone ban in the morning? Can you do it? If you can, have a go. If not, well, I don't know what to say. Just be stressed and overwhelmed. No, have a go, honestly. If you reckon you can have a go at that, and like, let's say for an hour, the first hour of the morning, because you know what you're doing, you've got your to-do list. If you reckon you can really do that tomorrow morning, give me a big fat thumbs up. If you reckon that you're able to literally have a go at for the first hour of your morning, not go on your phone. That's the challenge. Okay. So let's jump back into the list. So we've done our to-do list. We have realised if it's not here, it's not now, we don't stress about it, because obviously our mind is only ever going to want to go into a future moment. We've breathed. Now we're going to take a break. You know, this is back to remembering that we are human beings and not human doings. Yep, beings, not doings. But you wouldn't believe that looking out there, would you? People are doing. And I literally believe that I have worked the answer of life out. I tell all my clients this, that I honestly believe that balance is the key to a successful life. So you can have some alcohol, but not every day. You can have some chocolate, but not every day. You can have an emotional car crash, but not every day. You can do lots of exercise, but not every day. And if you follow balance in your life, I really think that you will end up having the happiest life you can ever imagine. I honestly believe that's the key to life. So there you go. I've told you the key to life. So moving on then, we take a break. So that means that it's okay to close your eyes and meditate for 20 minutes. It's okay to leave the office and go for a little walk. It's okay, right, just to sit down and do nothing. Like, it's just okay. But it's weird, isn't it? We're like riddled with guilt. Like, it's almost like we try to do nothing, and then the next thing we get these hundreds of thoughts going, oh, you should be doing this and you should be doing that. Now, if that's you and you don't know how to meditate, or you've never taken a practice up, then this is not like should I, shouldn't I. This is a total necessity. Absolutely go and learn to meditate. And if you're not sure what meditation to do, go to thebrightpath.com and go and learn to ascend. It was a game changer for me, and I'm doing another video on that. So you'll have to wait for it. But if you haven't got a practice, go and learn, okay? Right, what's next? So we've taken a break, and now what we're going to do, the next thing is we've done our list, we've edited our list, we've been kind for ourselves, and the final thing is we are going to learn to say no. I can't tell you how many of my clients come to me and cannot say no. I just can't tell, like literally 90% of my clients can't say no. Have we created a society that is being riddled with fueled guilt so we can't say no anymore? What has happened? It's crazy. Now, what I'm recognizing though is if you do not learn the skill to say no, then eventually your body will make you say no. Because guilt, which is the driving emotion under saying no, when we have too much guilt and it's suppressed in our body, it will end up turning out to be something you will end up feeling poorly, ill, or manifest as some pain, some illness to get your attention. So remember, right, that learning to say no is an absolute necessity to your health. So the other day, I was with some female clients. I've got a group coaching program at the moment for women, and the ladies that are on the group coaching course, all of them admitted that they couldn't say no. So I then spoke to my male clients and kind of thought, is it a female thing, this? Is this like a female thing that we've like been brought up to feel guilty if we say no? And so I asked some of the guys, my guy clients, and what I found is actually men are also struggling to say no too. So this is like a society problem. We must learn to say no, because if we don't, not only are we going to feel overwhelmed, we'll literally explode. Seriously, we've got to learn to say no. It's okay, you know, that if somebody asks you to do something, it's okay for you not to just say no. It's okay for you to not feel guilty about that too. And if we don't learn how to not say no and feel guilty, it will catch up with us. And this is why we feel so overwhelmed, because we're constantly taking more and more and more and more things on without even realizing. It's like we're unconsciously saying yes all the time. But how much can we actually fit into a day? And does it make you a bad person saying no? No, it doesn't. So your homework is to have a go at saying no. Blame it on me, that's fine. But have a go this week at saying no. And just recognize how you feel when you're saying no. And if there's like this real surge of guilt, then get pen and paper out and write out how it feels and dump it. Just brain dump it, because you're not to carry that. Life's too short, man. It's too short. So to jump through how we're going to cope with overwhelm is we're going to breathe. We're going to do a to-do list. We're going to edit our to-do list out of 10. We're going to also learn to say no. We're going to take a break, and we're not going to feel guilty. And most of all, we're going to remember, if it's not here and it's not now, we are not going to stress about this. If you enjoyed this, then 100% please share it with your friends. Also, do follow me on YouTube, the Mindset Coach. Every week I get a new upload of videos. I also am completely open to ideas. If there's something you want me to talk about, then please do share. Absolutely follow me on Facebook, which is the Mindset Coach. I'm also on LinkedIn under Kirsty Bortoft. And what else am I on? Find me on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram under Kirsty Bortoft. So guys, if you've enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up. Otherwise, don't forget to have a fabulous weekend, and I shall speak to you soon. Ciao, Bellas. Bye. Just ending.